Good morning, Freedom Marchers. How y'all doing? Snapzilla Gorilla here. Welcome to Freedom's March, where every day we march one step toward freedom, at least one step. What step did y'all take today to achieve freedom? Give y'all a few seconds to get in here. It is Tuesday, September 27th, 2022. The days are going by fast. The year's going by fast. Amazingly fast. A lot of the good things are coming. And I'm looking forward to 2023. Real talk. Anyway, how y'all doing? I wanted to get on here to discuss a situation. A situation where this white guy called himself being one of those people that troll people in the streets, decided to call or use the N-word in front of a black woman, okay? And do me a favor, guys, when y'all get in here, hit that like button, all right, please. But I'm going to actually play the audio for this situation. And it's the audio comes from that, I forgot his name. The guy that, he's a black man. One of these black guy shows. He actually had a debate with Brandon Tatum, and Brandon Tatum thought that he destroyed him, but actually he got destroyed. While trying to play the video of him destroying someone else, he actually shows that he gets destroyed. But anyway, I'm going to start the audio.
A live streamer decides to go up to black people and call them or say the N-word. Here's how that worked out.
Where are the excuse me now? Do you know where the
Now, I don't know, you can't see the video, but in the video, he's walking up to a black woman who's standing in front of a restaurant or something, and he says, I'm trying to find the N-words. Can you tell me where the N-words are? And this is her response.
what? Do you know what people find?
She said, what? So there's music playing loudly in the background. I don't know if you guys can hear it. That's why I'm telling you what she's saying. You can go check the video out for yourself. I will post it in the description section.
My people quiet, is it down there?
What the you just said the first time?
Quiet.
So she said, what the F did you just say the first time? Now, when she said, what did you say? He said something else. He didn't use the N-word when she was like, what you just say? He said, oh, I'm looking for something. And then she said, nah, what you say the first time? So that's what's happening.
Quiet again. Thank you. Yo, she heard me.
She told him where to go.
Let's go. She heard me when I said, I just need to know where the people are again.
Now, you hear what he just said. He said, she heard me the first time. Now, she just was like, you know what? I'm not even going to bother with this white boy trying to incite me and get me on, trying to get me out of my square. So she just said, all right, it's over there. When he tried to act like he asked a different question. But she knew. She was just not trying to go there with this dude. So he walks away, and now he's bragging about basically getting away with saying the N-word. All right?
You know what I'm saying? We said people. This way. She's gonna hit me, dog. We gotta go.
Okay, so he wanted to say the N-word to a black person, to a black woman in particular? He wanted to get away with it. I didn't see him running up to any black men doing that. And he came back even after she gave him the information, did a courtesy for him. He walks off, celebrating that he was able to call or say the N-word in front of a black woman. He comes back, and this is what happened.
I don't know what he's talking about. Dude, you got me pressed. Ow! What the?
She smacked. No, I don't know if she smacked him or punched him, but she banged his head. That's what I'm gonna say. She popped his ass in his motherfucking head, and now he's like, "Oh, well, why'd you do that?" You know what I mean? Watch. Now they're showing the video of her from because he has his own camera. At this point,
in the head. She hit me in the head, bro.
I'm in the head.
I'm calling the police. That's literally my head's bleeding. What do you do? What happened?
Now he's complaining about bleed from the head and talking about he gonna call the police. He gonna call the police because she hit him upside his fool ass head, and now he's bleeding. Okay. Now let me finish.
The lady over there, I don't know. Dude.
Now he acting like he don't know, like, oh, I don't know why she hit me. He's talking to somebody else. He's sitting up here acting like he don't know why he was hit upside his head.
Get out of here. I'm getting out of here. I don't know what you want. I don't know what happened. Leave me alone. I don't know what happened. Leave me alone. I don't know what happened. Why am I bleeding from my head? I don't know what happened, dude. I do not know what happened. She hit me in the head. What did I do?
You asked her what off it is?
I never know. I did not do that.
Now he trying to act like he didn't say. Now he trying to act like he didn't call her the N-word or say where the N-word's at. See what I'm saying? This is that bullshit. All right. Now I'm just playing y'all the video right now to give you a good amount of context before I go in on this subject. All right. So it's gonna come.
You give her the right to physically assault.
All right, I know what happened. Let's put up his picture full mask. I do not condone violence. I say that for television. Let me be very clear about what happened here. Sir, you engage in what's called inciting violence. You engage in activity to intentionally incite violence. You then, while live streaming, got beat up by a girl, and you decided to run away from her. That's what happened. Those are the facts of the case. Case closed. Ricky, thoughts on this?
Rashard,
understand
yeah,
that,
Dr. Rashad,
this new
something,
word
I forgot his last
that
name.
we have this new thing called B's and M's, and you don't want any of that smoking. Just the fact that you walk around and be disrespectful and do something like that, whatever. People need to understand that we're not living in the 50s and we're not in the 60s. And so if you really want to go viral like that, continue to do stuff like that, you'll end up on World Star. So.
Yeah. And somebody needs to do an intervention, because if he continues in this kind of activity, it will be a totally different report. And here's the reality. You can't go around inciting violence, intentionally engage in activity that creates violent responses, intentionally doing this behavior, and then acting as if you don't know what you did. No, you can go to jail for inciting violence. That is a criminal offense. And that's exactly what he was intending to do. It just backfired on him.
Now, Snapzilla, Tyrants Bang. Why would he say that he's inciting violence? Well, first of all, this is what these people do, right? These YouTubers, these people that go around trolling people. They'll ask stupid ass questions like, you want some head or something like that. They'll like a dude will go up to a man talking about, you want some head? You want some head? Knowing that it'll elicit a certain response, right? And when you go up to a dude and say you want some head, and he punch you in the jaw, you can't be surprised, because you're just, you know what I'm saying? Like, you're coming at him incorrect, right? And it doesn't matter if you pull out the head of a Ninja Turtle or a head of a dog or a head of lettuce, you know what I'm saying? Afterward, because that's what they do. Or they'll go up to chicks and they'll say, oh, those are some nice melons you got there, right? They'll walk to a chick, oh, those are some nice melons, but then there'll be somebody else coming from the opposite direction carrying melons, right? But if the woman slap them, I mean, now, should you hit somebody for saying you have nice melons? No, not necessarily, but at the same time, you can't be surprised if a certain individual takes that disrespect to heart and wants to respond in the only way they know how, right? Because you're just a random dude coming up to a woman talking about those are nice melons or those are some nice thighs, and then a chick's come by with some chicken thighs. You know, they don't know what's going on. Or you can't go up to somebody on the street, a game, you know, because I've seen these dudes, I think they're Arab, they'll go up to some dudes in New York and just troll them and then end up getting guns pulled on them and all that type of shit. You know what you're doing when you're doing this. And he knew what could happen because before he went back to her to fuck with her again, he said she's gonna hit me. So he knew what he was doing. He wanted her to hit him. You understand what I'm saying? But I don't think that he was expecting her to damn near knock his ass out and make him bleed from the head. I think he was just probably expecting a smack or something like that. Now he's trying to call the popo and get her in trouble, even though she was minding her own business and not wanting to be bothered by some white dude coming up talking about N-word this, N-word that. Now, here's the thing. If that person would have came up to me, right? I'm going to put myself in her shoes. If that person would have came up to me, that same dude, and said, you know what the N-words are, I'm going to look at him like he's crazy. I'm going to give him a certain look, right? I'm going to stand in my manhood, give him a certain look. I'm not even going to answer that question. I'm just going to look at him like he crazy. And this is going to do one or two things. He's going to say, oh, let me not fuck with this dude and walk away. Or he's going to keep asking the question, where's the N-word at? Trying to get me to respond in a way that makes me look like I'm violent. You know what I'm saying? And that's what these people try to do. But I'm just going to continue to stare. I'm not going to hit him or do anything like that unless he comes into my personal space. That's when he might get an elbow to the chin, you know what I'm saying? Or he might get a headbutt to the nose. He might get one of those. But it's not because I'm offended by the N-word, him using the N-word. It's because I know that he is being violent toward me. Let me explain that. Because there's a reason that assault, right? Assault is a crime. But you don't have to actually put your hands on somebody to commit assault. You can approach them in a threatening manner. And guess what? It's up to the perception of the individual whether they, you know what I'm saying, whether they perceive that approach to be violent or not. So that's what happened with her, right? He called her, he didn't call her N-word, but he's coming up in her space, talking about N-word this, N-word that. That is assault. All she did was defend herself against his assault. Now, there's a difference between assault and battery. If he'd have put his hands on her, now you talking about assault and battery. Now, if he just walked up to her, didn't say anything, and just hit her, then you got just battery, right? See, the assault is not just about putting your hands on somebody. It's about being threatening, right? It's being threatening and inciting violence, like Dr. Rashad said. But, you know, you'll have people out here, they'll tell you, oh, don't let the, don't let the words bother you, this, that, and the third. Like Brandon Tatum would probably say, oh, well, she shouldn't have put his hands on him because he just said a word. He didn't change her life and all this other shit, but you did though, right? You did. You don't know what a person's going through when you approach them on the street like that. They might be stressed out. They might be going through some shit. and you're coming up to them, trolling them in person, in their face, talking about N-word this, N-word that, invading their personal space, you can't just sit up here and say that a person just can't be offended, right? There's a difference between calling somebody an N-word on the internet and calling them, and say, not necessarily calling them an N-word, but using that word, using it in a way that's very disrespectful. On the internet, there's a difference between doing that on the internet and doing it in person, where you're actually in their space, and now you have added an element of physicality that wasn't otherwise there. Do you see what I'm saying? That's like if I'm in a club, right? If I'm in a club and I'm dancing with a chick and she's grinding all up on me and she has a boyfriend in there and he sees her grinding up on me. I don't know this dude from Adam, and he come up to me, pull his girl away, and try to get in my face and say, why you didn't, blah, blah, blah. I'm not going to wait for him to put his hands on me. I'm going to immediately act in a manner that's going to best allow me to defend myself, whether it be walking away or punching him punching him, or whatever I have to do. I'm not just going to allow somebody to put their hands on me if, you know, they're physically in front of me and I don't know what they're going to do and they're being aggressive. You understand what I'm saying? If you're aggressive and you're approaching me and I don't know you, I am not going to allow you to I'm not going to allow you to strike first. I'm going to strike first. I'm going to strike hard. I'm going to get my retaliation in first. That's my motto. Strike first, strike hard, get your retaliation in first. Because if you allow a person to put their hands on you first, you don't know how far they're going to take it. They might knock you out. Now you're on the ground, they can do whatever they want. No, you have to act as though they are already attacking you. And that's what you have to do. That's what I would do. So she did the right thing, because she don't know how far this dude would have taken it. He sounded, I gotta say this, y'all. He sounded slow, all right? He sounded slow. He sounded like he forgot to take his meds that morning after getting drunk the night before. That's what he sounded like. He didn't sound like somebody who was, you know, he didn't sound normal. He didn't sound like he had all his screws tightly in his head. You know what I'm saying? If you get my drift, I'm not gonna say the R word, but that's what he sounded like. So, in that instance, what can she do? How long was he gonna goad her before he left her the fuck alone? You know what I'm saying? People just need to leave people alone. Leave people the fuck alone, and you won't have to worry about getting knocked upside the head. Now, I wonder if Brandon Tatum will cover this. Probably not, because it's actually a white person acting ignorant, right? You got an ignorant ass white person going up to somebody doing some stupid shit. He's only interested in showing black people behave in an unruly manner. You know what I'm saying? He's not going to cover this. You see, people like him, High Impact Flicks, ABL doesn't do that so much. ABL doesn't go, that's why I noticed ABL doesn't, every time there's a black people acting out, he don't just feel the need to, oh look, black people acting out. See, I told you, black people ain't no good. That's mostly like Brandon Tatum, High Impact Flicks. High Impact Flicks will throw some shit in there in his little videos, and it'll be black people doing something unruly, and then they'll say, is this due to white supremacy? Like, dude, what are you talking about? So, but they won't show shit like this. You'll never see videos about something like this coming from them. Oh, ignorant ass white man goes up to a black woman and does some stupid shit and gets knocked upside the head. No, they won't cover that, because it's actually the white person doing some crazy shit, and they're using the word So I'm going to cover it because, one, they have to uphold this narrative that there's no such thing as racism that'll affect your life. Look how it could affect her life. If he calls the police, she might not go to jail. He might end up going to jail. But guess what? She might have to, now she has to be involved in court. She has to fill out police reports. He did affect her life with his racism. Right? It doesn't matter the level of inconvenience or the level of disruption to her life. It's still a disruption to her life. See what I'm saying? Like when there's a white dude in Hollywood. You know, y'all know Scottie Pippen, right? One of the best basketball players, one of the best NBA players ever to play the game. Very underrated. Played with Michael Jordan. You know what I'm saying? Scottie Pippen, minding his own business at a cafe. Future was banging his wife, I think, something like that, and he was already like upset. Some white dude called him the N-word, right? At the cafe. He knocked his ass out. Knocked his ass out. Now, here's the thing. Did he have to hit the white boy? No. But there was some type of altercation, some type of argument, some type of aggression. What if the dude hit Scottie Pippen first? Called him the N-word, then knocked out Scottie Pippen? We'll never know because white boy got his ass knocked out. As deservedly so. Because you're in somebody's personal space. If you can get hit by me after you come at me disrespectful, then you have put yourself in a place where I can defend myself. If I can reach out and touch you with these hands after you done disrespected me, that means that you're in my personal space. If you're within arm's reach, knuckle reach of me, that means that you're in my personal space disrespecting me and you can get mopped up. That's just the reality of shit. I believe in a non-aggression principle. I believe in just not being violent for violence sake. But if you are in the knuckle airspace, right? Don't violate the airspace of these knuckles. Then don't do it. Don't do it if you don't want to get mopped. That's just reality of shit. So that racism has now disrupted her life. She's now on the internet. She probably gonna go viral. She's on the news. You know what I'm saying? She had to get out of her square to deal with this white boy. That is racism that affected her life. But they'll tell you otherwise. They'll say, "Oh, it didn't do nothing negative to her life." No, it does, and that's just real shit. You know what I'm saying? Instead of listen, Brandon Tatum, and High Impact Flicks, and all you people who want to tell people that racism ain't a thing and all this other shit, and all that, and don't let the word bother you. How about you tell your white base, right? The white portion of your support base, not to go around calling people N-words and getting in their personal space and being disrespectful. How about that? How about that? Then it won't have to lead to them getting punched up, beat up, right? Because you don't tell somebody who is feeling like, oh man, this person is it's just retarded. You know, it's a retarded concept to expect black people to just do nothing when racist white people are doing racist white shit. It's just unrealistic. It's unrealistic. Because let me tell you, I don't know if y'all remember, Brandon Tatum did a video where he went to Home Depot or Lowe's or something like that. Some furniture store. Not furniture, but I think it was Home Depot. Before he got into Home Depot, I guess he had this truck with the flag and Trump paraphernalia. some white dude crossed in front of him, and I guess something happened, and Brandon and the white boy flipped Brandon Tatum the bird and called him MAGA bullshit, some shit, right? Went after his MAGA shit, right? And so Brandon Tatum decided to park, get out, and follow this dude all around the store and harass him, right? White boy didn't want no smoke. But Brandon Tatum decided to follow the dude around the store, come at him, film him, all that type of shit, just for flipping him the bird and trolling the MAGA shit, right? So that was just for that. White boy didn't call him the N-word. White boy didn't do none of that. He flipped him the bird and kept it pushing. And there was plenty of space between him and Brandon Tatum. You had the hood of the car, right? You had that distance, and then you had however much distance between the car and the white boy that flipped him the bird. He's not in your personal space. He's in his own personal space, flipping you the bird, and he has every right to do that. He has every right to say F Donald Trump and F you for being a Donald Trump supporter. He has every right, as long as he keeps it pushing. He didn't get in his face and do that. Now, granted, Brandon Tatum didn't put his hands on him, but he was acting as though he would put his hands on him. You understand what I'm saying? So, at the end of the day, you put yourself out there, when you decided to go chase him around the store, right? So, he should be the last person to tell somebody how to behave when somebody verbally attacks them or some shit like that. He really has no credibility in that regard. So that's just an example of sheer hypocrisy, right? Sheer hypocrisy, and because that's just what it is. That's what a lot of these people are, just straight up hypocrites who, they don't really care about what you're going through and what other people are going through. All they care about is pandering to their base and ensuring that they keep the money flowing in. At least for Brandon Tatum. I won't say that for High Impact Flicks. I won't say that for Brian. But, Brian has a tendency to throw some slick shit in his videos. So, but he won't throw this shit in his videos. Or he might actually do it. Brandon Tatum won't, but Brian might actually do it. He would probably cover this video if he saw it, but Brandon Tatum damn sure would not. Anyway, that's all I got for now, y'all, man. Listen, if you don't want to get oops upside your head, do not disrespect people while you're inside of their personal space. Their personal space, basically, it really depends on them. You really got to be careful, man. Because sometimes being in somebody's personal space does not mean within arm's reach. You might be just outside of arm's reach or a couple paces outside of arm's reach. And they will close that distance and put hands on you. So just be careful, man. It's not good to go around verbally attacking people in their face. It's just not a good thing. Like, you don't know what might come of that. Somebody might have a knife. Somebody might have a gun. They might Mexican judo. You don't know if I got a gun. You don't know if I got a knife. You got to be careful. And you cannot be surprised if you're disrespecting somebody on that level and they put their hands on you. All right? It doesn't make any sense. And with that, I'm going to cut on out of here. Much love, like, share, subscribe. And let's keep marching forward toward freedom. Peace.